Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to review the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. Now, I have never used this foundation. I typically use the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea because I have very dry skin. I wanted a foundation that was more full coverage, whereas all the other foundations I've ever used are more medium coverage. So, to start off, I'm just going to do like my normal foundation routine. So I've already moisturized my skin with the CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion that you use in the AM. Just going to put up my hair. For a primer, I'm going to use the Benefit POREfessional, and I like to use that around my, not my T-zone, but my nose and my cheeks where my pores are the biggest. A little on my forehead and my chin. So after my primer is set, I like to go in with the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer, and it's a color corrector, it's green, and I just put that right on the spots where I get red, which is usually my cheeks, my nose, and just like a few little pimples. And after that, I like to go in with my skin tone in the same concealer. I'm in shade 03, and I like to put that on my nose before I put on my foundation. I find that it doesn't break up as much on my nose, which I've always had a problem with foundation doing that. But if you put concealer on it before, it doesn't do it as much. I'm going to go in with just a few little dabs, and I'm going to use a Real Techniques Beauty Blender to blend that all out, which is the same thing that I used for the green concealer. The time has finally come for me to try out the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. I am in shade Light 47 Neutral, so I'm just going to squirt some on my hand, just a little bit like that. I'm going to, oh, that feels really thick. I'm just going to dot that on my face. I like to blend out my foundation with a Real Techniques sponge, so that's what I'm gonna do. Right, it blends out really, really nice. I didn't put a lot on because I don't typically like a really, really full coverage, but you can see that it's covering my freckles and giving a really nice even color. You can see how easily it blends out, which that's what you want in foundation. It felt thick to put on, but it doesn't feel like anything now. It's not attaching to any dry spots that are on my skin, so that's really good. No, that actually covers pretty well. It is full coverage, but it's not so full coverage that you can tell that makeup's just caked on. See, my freckles are really hidden, which is surprising because they're pretty dark, but just enough to where you can still tell they're there, which I don't like a very full coverage, like complete face cake. So I'm very happy with the coverage right now. I'm very happy with it. And it blended out perfectly. It doesn't, not in any little creases or anything. Feels kind of dewy, but on the skin it does look very matte, and that's what I like. That's what I personally like in a foundation. On the Sephora app on my phone, it is supposed to be, what the description says is, from the fairest of the fair to the deep, rich tones, the shade range has you covered with the same 24-hour wear and high pigment formula, beautifully packaged in a sleek new design. Now, I don't know what the old design looked like, but I think it's very unique and I like it. That's one of the things that drew me to the foundation in the first place. With just one light layer, the creamy formula corrects discoloration, stops shine, and hides blemishes. Formulated with a 21% pigment, this powerful foundation is loaded with proprietary pigments and silicone esters to bind the formula, so you get total matte coverage that stays waterproof, fade-proof, and transfer-resistant all day long. So, according to this, it's supposed to be waterproof, transfer-proof, and it's supposed to basically last for 24 hours. So that's what we're gonna test and see if it does throughout the day. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer, and I use the Boing, I think it's pronounced, concealer from Benefit in number 2. So I just like to just put it right into the corner right there. And blend that out with a beauty blender. I like to take a little bit on my finger and to just go a little bit in the increase of my nose. So I tend to lose foundation around there. I'm going to go in with the just banana setting powder. I got it in an Ipsy bag and I've been really liking it. I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender and just run that back and forth along the concealer under my eye. Ooh, I got a lot on this side. And bring that down my nose to go a little on my smile lines, just to make sure it doesn't crease. So what I normally do after I put on the powder is I do my eyebrows. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off the camera and then I'll be back. Alright guys, so now that my eyebrows are done and I think I've been baking for long enough, I'm going to use this Lux 660 brush Precision Foundation to wipe away at the powder underneath of my eyes. So now I'm going to go over the rest of my face with my MAC pressed powder in medium golden, and I'm going to use my Eco Tools brush just to add a little color to my face and my neck. And just put it everywhere that you did not put that setting powder. So now I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Beach Bronzer in the shade Bronzed. Just add a little something to my skin to make me look not so pale, because I haven't really been able to go out this summer. I'm going to use a Morphe R2 brush for that. Just put that where you would usually contour. I don't like to go in very heavy with it, so. So I'm going to go in with my really, really old MAC blush in the shade and Harmony, actually. I'm going to use my MAC, oh, the number's really faded. MAC, I believe it's a 129 brush, obviously a blush brush. Just get a little bit and just a little bit right above that bronzer. Again, to add just a little bit of color to my cheeks. I like to put a little bit on my nose, just whatever's left over. Alright, so for highlighter, I'm going to go in with my Jeffree Star Cosmetics Peach Goddess. This is probably my #1 favorite highlighter, just because you can use it for any look. You can see it's pretty used there. And I'm going to go in with my R36 brush from Morphe. Just a little rub on there. And just try not to put it too low towards you, because it'll just bring down the whole look. See, there's a little, I like a subtle highlight. I don't like not like Jeffree Star. He is probably the granddaddy of highlighters. Like, I don't know how he does it. He puts on so much, but it doesn't look like so much. I must know his ways. Always has that blinding highlight. Oh, you can see a little bit there. It's there. Oh yeah, you can see it when I move more into the sun. Add a little bit more. Bring that upward. Oh yeah, that's blinding. If you could see it in my little mirror that's right here, it's out of this world. It's pretty blinding. Take some over the eyebrows a little, on the chin. Pop some on that Cupid's bow. And my face is snatched. Alright, so I'm going to take my MAC Prep and Prime, the Fix Plus, the tried and true. Set everything we just put on my face. Alright, so give that a little air to dry. And then I actually picked up this habit from watching Laura Lee so much, and she likes to pat the setting powder into her skin, and that actually really works for me with having dry skin. It helps to kind of like give a little extra moisture to my skin, and it helps the foundation really set into every single little crease and dry patch. And it's been working for me. Like, it works really well, especially when you have a lot of powder on your face. It helps just melt it all together. I think I'm gonna put on some eye makeup, finish the entire look, and I will check back with you guys in a few hours to see how the foundation is setting on my face, see if it really is 24-hour wear, or if it's just gonna, attach to the dry patches and all of the good stuff. So I believe I'm going to the mall and then going out with my boyfriend tonight. So that's perfect with this Florida humidity. Is it really waterproof? Does it really work? I'll have to come back to find out. Bye, loves. Hey guys, so it's been about 2 hours since I put on the foundation, and you can see it's kind of wearing off around my nose, and you can't really see it, but a little bit in my smile lines. If you see the giant red spot right there, it's because I just touched up my lipstick, which is also Kat Von D, so I guess you could say I'm reviewing that too. We just got to the mall, and it is a very gloomy day, if you can see that. It's a typical day in Florida, Central Florida pretty much. Right now, we are returning a hair straightener that I got to take with me to college because we found a way better one for a lot less money. So I will be back with another update in a few hours. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. So a final update. It seems to have worn actually pretty well. It stayed pretty true to the whole waterproof part because it did start raining. And it was completely transfer proof because I tested it on my boyfriend's shirt and rubbed my face all over it. So yeah, it's very well. The lipstick though, I'm not a huge fan of. I loved the color, absolutely loved the color. It was Sanctuary, one of the newest ones. But I found it really drying. But other than that, the foundation wore pretty wet. It wore off on my nose a little bit. That's probably because I kept rubbing it because I was nervous. We went and rode the Slingshot tonight on iDrive in Orlando, and that was an experience. I may post that video later, may not sure. It's really funny, so I don't know, but all in all, Kat Von D foundation is very much approved by me. Perfect for dry skin, as it seems. And alright guys, stay tuned for the next video.